Я не разбираю шевалье, за тобою послезки плечу. Это сердце восторгом трепещет, но не знает, заслышит теперь. Ласки милой для нас утешение, повторение нас мучит, пощад я сегодня от отцовских дней не могу глядеть на стратоже, хожу от другой, ведь может завтра тоже хожу от другой.
Quanto è bella, spira tanto sentimento, come tu chi ti elemento, cascedato fai sunna. Guarda qua che sto giardino, siente si estisciura arance, no profuma così fino, vinto cuore se ne va, ma Dorici porta Dio, t'allontana resto cuore, da ste terre dell'amore, pieno cuore nu. Ella mi pure
одна безумная душа поэта еще любить осуждена. Всегда везде одно мечтание, одна привычное желание, одна печаль. Я отрок был тобой плененный, сердечных мук еще не знал. Я был свидетель умиленный твоих младенческих забав. Тени хранительной дубравы я разделял твои забавы.
Je vais marcher sur votre abord. À mes amis, car jour de fête, je vais marcher sur votre abord.
And so, you know, I'm going to the Met, and I'm watching performances, and I'm seeing all these tenors, you know, Jerry Hadley, Neil Wilson, Keith Olsen. They're all tearing it up at the Met, and I'm like, and I keep asking, who's training these guys? Same name kept coming up, Tom LaMonaco, Tom LaMonaco. I'm like, who? Tom LaMonaco. This is a guy I'd read about in Opera News that Jerry told me about. So I called Tommy, the biggest teacher in New York, you know, the biggest tenor trainer in New York. I'm thinking, if he even takes my call, maybe he'll see me in like 3 months. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're the guy that Jerry told me was going to call. I said, yeah, that's me. I'd love to come and sing for you. You know, I'd love to, you know, see what you think. I'd love to be part of the studio. And he says, and I'm at work, and he goes, great. He says to me, why don't you come over at, how's 3 o'clock? And I'm like, I did like a Ralph Cramden. I'm like, I couldn't even talk. I was like, 3 o'clock, what, today? So I went over, I sang a horribly terrified rendition of Che Gelli da Manina, you know, first act aria from La Boheme.
Yep.
He goes, what do you want to sing, lad? He called everybody lad. I said, all right, I want to sing the first act aria from La Boheme. He goes, all right, go ahead, whenever you're ready. Then I went, I did. That's what I sang. Because that's what I thought I heard on the album. It was real musical. It was real pretty. It was about this big. And Tom, first thing I saw him do was lean forward. I was like, oh God, he can't hear me over the piano. I'm getting out of here. I'm going back to Watertown. That's it. I'm done. I'm over. And Tommy was like, listen, you know, you're one of the most musical guys that's ever come to sing for me. He goes, your interpretation was beautiful. Your use of the phrasing was beautiful. Your voice is horribly underdeveloped. And I went, wait. First he was, you know, complimenting me, and then he slid that one in. I'm like, underdeveloped? What do you mean? I don't understand. And I really didn't. I had no concept. And you know, this will never come through, you know, over a Skype interview, but Tom took me over. He said, come over here. And Tom, now remember, Tom was about 60, I don't know, late 60s by this point. He says, do me a favor, imitate me. He goes up the piano, plays a G, and he goes like this. Make this sound for me, okay? And he's 2 feet from my face, and he goes like this. Make this sound for me. He goes. He goes, do that for me. I went, no, that's not possible. And I had images of, like, you know, blood spray pattern on the walls and my cords flying out of my throat. And he goes, come on, lad, make that sound. And this went on for like an hour. And, you know, obviously I couldn't make the sound, but I did the best I could. And that was my introduction to Tom. He's like, listen, you want to sing for 2,000 people, 3,000 people, whatever? He says, no microphone. You know, you need to, you want to train like all the guys you go to the opera right now to see? This is how we do it. And within 6 months, I'm seeing Jerry Hadley now, the guy who gave me the introduction, these guys who I'm idolizing on TV, coming out when I'm walking in and walking in when I'm going out. And I'm in there working with Tom, you know, taking lessons, and he goes, hey, you know who's waiting for a lesson after you? Jerry Hadley's here. And then he goes, Jerry, come on in here. I want you to hear this kid. And he gets Jerry to come into the studio. He goes, you remember this guy? This is the guy that you brought in from Watertown. And Jerry was like, yeah. And all of a sudden Tom's like, sing here, lad. And he wants me to sing like a phrase from Aida or something, to high B flat or whatever. And then suddenly Jerry and I are going out to lunch.
Wow.
I'm meeting all these people. And that's basically the story. Tommy kept me in the studio for about 5 years.
Wow.
Wouldn't let me sing. I never sang a note at home. Didn't sing in between. I worked at this video store 65 hours a week to be able to afford 3 lessons a week with Tom. And that was my life. That's all I did.
His many-sided life as a barber in Seville, singing the familiar Largo al Factotum, the famous baritone Mr. Robert Bell.
Largo factotum dalle città l'alto. La 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 la. Presto te dico l'alba già presto. La 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 la. Oh, che bel vivere, che bel piacere, che bel piacere per un barbiere. Di qualità, di qualità. Oh, non mi chiede per la bravissima bravo. La 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 la. Il fortunatissimo per verità bravo. La 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 la. Fortunatissimo per verità. Fortunatissimo per verità. La 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 la. Il vale del suo sorriso d'una stella vince del suo bel